So today we will continue learning our chapter Combustion and Fuels. Today we will learn about two fossil fuels, coal and natural gas. First, the definition. The fuels that are formed by decomposition of dead remains of organisms buried deep in the earth over millions of years are called fossil fuels. These fossil fuels are formed from the dead remains of plants or animals. It takes millions of years to form these fossil fuels, but once we have used them, they cannot be replenished. So these fossil fuels are very important source of energy for us. Examples of fossil fuels are coal, petroleum and natural gas. First we will study about coal. Coal is a type of fossil fuel. It is made up of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. It is found inside the earth in the form of deposits. The formation of coal involves high temperature and pressure, and it takes millions of years in the formation of coal. Now we will learn about the formation of coal. It is estimated that coal was formed 300 million years ago, when trees and plants in the forest got buried under the earth's surface. As a result of earthquakes, cyclones, etc., the trees get buried under the earth's surface, and under hot conditions, absence of air and high pressure, the wood decomposed and resulting in the formation of coal. Wood of the trees is decomposed in absence of air, and as a result, hydrogen and oxygen are removed from the wood, leaving behind carbon. Now, due to high temperature and high pressure, the carbon changes into coal. So these all process takes place deep inside the earth, and high temperature and high pressure plays a very important role in the formation of coal. It's formed by decomposition of wood of the trees and plants in the forest, which got buried in the earth's surface millions of years ago. So this method is called carbonization, the slow process of changing of wood into coal by heat and pressure inside the earth's surface is called carbonization. Or in one word or one sentence if you want to answer it, process of conversion of wood into coal is called carbonization.
In the Earth's more than 4 billion year history, innumerable world-shaking changes have taken place. These gave rise to a myriad life forms, including coal, which came to play an integral part in humans' lives. So how did coal, or black gold as it is also known, come to exist? Let's look for our answer in some plant fossils discovered in a coal seam. From about 345 million to 2.5 million years ago, the Earth experienced the Carboniferous Permian, Triassic, and Jurassic Cretaceous periods, the three main periods of coal formation. At the time, the climate was mild and wet, with ample sunlight and rainfall. Because low-lying marshes contained an abundance of nutrients, they were especially well suited for plant growth and reproduction. They became the areas where plants grew the most profusely. Many grew to heights of over 30 meters. Along with the erratically changing environment, these plants, like all the myriad life forms, underwent cyclical life and metabolic processes. Natural processes caused the plants in marshes to constantly accumulate layer upon layer. Aided by anaerobic microorganisms in the water, a series of biochemical reactions took place, and the plants gradually transformed into a dark brown mud-like substance called peat. This was the first stage in the plant's transformation into coal, the peat phase. Various forces then caused the peat to become buried deep underground. Pressure from sedimentary rock and high temperatures subjected it to pressing, dehydration, and recarburization. As a result, the originally loose peat layer gradually solidified into brown coal, thus completing the second phase of coal formation, the diagenetic phase. For brown coal to turn into today's bituminous and non-bituminous coal, it had to pass through the third phase of coal formation, the metamorphic phase. In this phase, brown coal is continuously subjected to high pressure and temperatures. Water is continuously lost or evaporated, and carbon content increased. Spread over different geographical environments, only some of the ancient plants became coal, others became fossils, and many just gradually disintegrated. Over hundreds of millions of years and innumerable changes, the Earth used her amazing powers to give us an abundance of coal resources. These are now employed in a variety of applications. But coal is a non-renewable resource. We must cherish the precious bounty which nature has blessed us with and strive to use it efficiently.
So now let's learn about three forms of coal. First is anthracite coal. It is the useful form of coal. It has highest calorific value. And third point, it contains 90% carbon and is also called hard coal. About calorific value you have learnt in your previous class. Calorific value gives you an idea about the efficiency of any fuel. The calorific value is actually a measurement of the large amount of heat that is produced by any fuel. So anthracite coal is having high calorific value, means it is the most efficient form of coal and it produces large amount of heat when it undergoes combustion. Anthracite coal is found at great depths beyond 6,000 meters below the earth's surface. Now second type of coal is bituminous coal. It is having approximately 75% of carbon and therefore it is also called as soft coal. It is mainly used for domestic purposes and it is found at depths of 3,000 to 6,000 meters below the earth crust. Last type of coal is lignite. The carbon content of lignite is about 60 to 70%. It catches fire easily and is brown in color. And last point, its burning causes pollution. So lignite, you can say, is the least quality coal. It is not having that much carbon percent also. So today we learnt about 3 forms of coal. First was anthracite, bituminous coal and lignite coal. So anthracite is the best quality coal and lignite is the least in quality. Now we will study about destructive distillation of coal. As coal is the source of a number of other useful compounds and fuels, it is undergone by this destructive distillation process. Coal is heated in absence of air to about 1000 degrees Celsius. The products of destructive distillation of coal are coal tar, coal gas, coke and ammonium compounds. Now here you can see the setting of an apparatus that is used for the destructive distillation of coal. So let's learn first about coal tar. Coal tar is collected as black thick drops during distillation, and coal tar is the source of many compounds used in industries like benzene, phenol, naphthalene, etc. It is used in synthetic dyes, paints, drugs, explosive, plastics, etc. Next is coke. The residue from distillation is in the form of coke. Coke is a non-polluting fuel used for production of gaseous fuels. It is also the purest form of carbon. Coke is tough and porous. It is widely used in extraction of metals as a reducing agent. Also, it is used in manufacturing of steel. Coal gas, it contains hydrogen, methane, carbon monoxide and some other gases. It is used as a fuel in many industries. A mixture of ammonium compounds is also released during distillation. These compounds form ammoniacal liquor when dissolved in water, and further they are used in manufacture of fertilizers. In page number 72, children, one table is given there of the formation and composition of gaseous fuels obtained from coke. You all learn and by heart this table nicely.
Destructive distillation of coal. The combustion of fuel in the absence of air is called destructive distillation of fuel. Arrange the apparatus as shown. The horizontal glass tube contains some crushed pieces of coal, while the vertical glass tube is filled with some amount of water. Heat coal over a burner. On strong heating, it produces colorless vapors which enter water filled in the other tube. After some time, few of these vapors condense to form black viscous layer below the water level. This is called coal tar. While some other vapors get dissolved in water to form a colorless layer above the coal tar layer. This colorless layer is called ammoniacal liquor, as it mostly contains dissolved ammonia. Lastly, the unreacted vapors are released through the outlet of this tube, called coal gas, which is combustible. The material left behind in the horizontal tube is called coke. Coke contains about 60% of carbon. When hot steam is passed over coke, carbon in the form of coke reacts with water vapors to form a mixture of carbon monoxide and hydrogen. which is called water gas. It is used in the manufacture of hydrogen gas. Coal gas. Coal gas is mainly a mixture of methane along with hydrogen, carbon monoxide, and other gaseous hydrocarbons, and is used as an industrial fuel. Ammoniacal liquor is mainly used to manufacture fertilizers. Coal tar is mainly used in the manufacture of dyes, insecticides, medicines, artificial yarn, etc. Summary: destructive distillation of coal produces coke, coal tar, ammoniacal liquor, and coal gas.
Next fossil fuel that we will study is natural gas. It is a type of fossil fuel and it is stored under high pressure as CNG, compressed natural gas. It consists mainly of methane, about 95%. Formula of methane is CH4 and it occurs deep under the earth, either alone or along with oil above the petroleum deposits. It is the cleanest fossil fuel among coal and petroleum. Now we will see how the natural gas is formed. Natural gas is formed from the dead remains of plants and animals. The plants and animals die and their dead bodies get submerged under the seabed. Now as time passes, the dead remains of the plants and animals slowly turn into fossils. And gradually the organic matter in their bodies gets converted into petroleum. And above the petroleum layer, the natural gas is found. So you can see in the picture, children, the layer of gas above the oil. Now let's see how the natural gas is extracted from underground. You can see in the picture that a long drill is being inserted underground and the layer of natural gas that is above the petroleum product first come out, and after taking out the natural gas, petroleum is extracted. Sometimes natural gas is found without petroleum. That time only the natural gas is taken out.
What if we told you that the electricity lighting up the room where you're sitting comes from processes that started in the age of the dinosaurs? Really? Ancient plants and microscopic animals helped to create natural gas, a clean and inexpensive source of energy. Tens of millions of years ago, various types of creatures were living on Earth. Gigantic animals like dinosaurs, and lots of tiny organisms like plankton and algae. And like every living thing, these creatures died and were buried in the ground together with lots of other organic material, including plants. This organic material, proteins and cellulose, was broken down into a sludge and compressed under layers of earth and sediment. As the years passed, it was covered by additional layers. The weight of these layers and the proximity to the center of the earth pressurized and heated this material, transforming it into kerogen. Additional heat and pressure break down the kerogen, producing natural gas. And this is how natural gas is created. But something else is also needed in order to create a reserve of natural gas, a layer of rock that traps the gas below it.
Now let's see some of the advantages of natural gas. First advantage, it has high calorific value. Second advantage, it does not produce smoke while burning. And third, it burns readily and is easily transported directly from the gas wells to factories or homes. So natural gas is a very clean and efficient fuel. So I hope children you all understood these topics well. Read them again from your textbook in your home also.